Have you ever woken up one morning and realized your body doesn't respond the way it used to? That split second of confusion turning into worry, wondering if this is just aging or if something deeper is breaking down inside you? I've seen that look in so many men, the frustration, the quiet fear, the unspoken question, what's happening to me? Most try to brush it off. They blame stress, bad sleep, or too much coffee, but deep down, they know something is changing. Their mornings feel different, weaker, slower, less alive, and here's the part nobody tells them: it's not just in their head, it's in their blood flow, their hormones, their vessels. It's their body's way of whispering, I'm struggling. I've spent years studying those patterns, the energy crashes, the loss of drive, the slow decline in vitality that sneaks up after 50. And again, I've traced it back to one daily ritual almost every man swears by: that morning cup of coffee. The drink that's supposed to wake you up may actually be draining your strength without you even realizing it. But here's the twist: it doesn't have to. What if that same cup could become your most powerful ally? What if the first sip of your morning didn't just wake your mind, but reignited your body from the inside out? Because with just a few small changes backed by research proven in real men I've worked with, that ordinary cup can do something extraordinary. It can help restore blood flow, boost energy, and rebuild the confidence that once came naturally. Stay with me, because once you understand how it works, you'll never look at your coffee or your mornings the same way again. When most men tell me they can't start their day without coffee, I get it. That first sip feels like life switching back on the warmth, the rush, the instant clarity. But what they don't realize is that same rush can quietly train their body to depend on chaos instead of balance. Coffee gives you a spike, adrenaline, dopamine, blood pressure, all shooting up like fireworks. For a few hours, you feel sharp, strong, almost 20 again. But every spike has a crash. When it hits your vessels, tighten, your cortisol climbs, and your testosterone quietly slips lower. It's like revving an old engine to the red zone every single morning. Sure, it runs, but one day the parts start wearing out. In the clinic, I've seen it too many times. Men in their 50s and 60s come in complaining of low energy, poor focus, and inconsistent mornings. Their blood work almost always shows the same pattern: cortisol too high, testosterone too low, and nitric oxide levels flatlined. That's the triad that kills performance both at work and in the bedroom. One patient, a 57-year-old contractor, swore by his 4 cups a day. "Doc, coffee's the only thing keeping me alive," he joked. But when we tracked his hormones for 2 weeks, every caffeine crash looked like a power outage, and his bloodstream blood flow dropped, mood tanked, drive disappeared. The fix wasn't cutting coffee. It was upgrading it. Because here's what most men don't know: caffeine by itself is just a spark. It doesn't fuel the system that keeps your engine running, your hormones, your circulation, your cells. Without the right nutrients supporting that spark, it burns out fast and leaves nothing behind but fatigue. So if your mornings feel weaker, slower, or more unpredictable than they used to, it's not your age, it's your chemistry crying out for balance. And the good news: you don't need to quit coffee, you just need to teach it to work for you, not against you. And that's where the first ingredient comes in, something ancient, warm, and surprisingly powerful. It's been hiding in your kitchen all along. And it's the key to turning that morning cup into real fuel for blood flow and energy. Stay with me, because once you hear what a pinch of this spice can do, you'll never look at coffee the same way again. And this is where things get interesting. Remember that caffeine spark I mentioned. What it really needs is a stabilizer, something that keeps your energy steady instead of crashing. That's where one of the oldest spices on earth steps in: cinnamon. Now, don't roll your eyes. I'm not talking about dumping half a jar into your cup like it's Christmas morning. I'm talking about a 1/4 teaspoon of the right kind of of cinnamon, the kind that quietly resets what caffeine throws off. Here's the science made simple. Every time your blood sugar spikes, it scrapes your blood vessels from the inside like sandpaper running through tiny pipes. Those micro vessels, the ones responsible for sending oxygen and nutrients everywhere, including down there, are the first to get damaged. High blood sugar turns your bloodstream sticky. Doctors call it glycation. Cinnamon works against that. In clinical studies, just a small daily dose has been shown to lower fasting blood sugar by up to 29%. But that's not even the most impressive part. Cinnamon also helps your body produce more nitric oxide, the same molecule prescription drugs use to open blood vessels. That means better flow, better pressure, better performance naturally. I've seen it firsthand. One of my patients, a 58-year-old carpenter, started adding a pinch of cinnamon to his morning coffee after we adjusted his diet. 3 weeks later, he said, "Doc, I don't crash anymore. I feel steady, like my energy's on cruise control." His blood pressure improved and his morning confidence, let's just say, it came back stronger than his first cup of coffee. Why does it work so well? Because cinnamon contains a compound called cinnamaldehyde. It gives that warm scent, but also relaxes blood vessels through mild vasodilation. Think of it like loosening a garden hose that's been kinked for years. Suddenly, the flow returns. And when blood flow improves everything from your brain to your heart, to your performance starts working like it should. But here's a crucial tip. Not all cinnamon is created equal. Most store brands are cassia high in coumarin, which can strain the liver if used daily. What you want is Ceylon cinnamon, often labeled true cinnamon. It's smoother, lighter, and safe for everyday use. So tomorrow morning when you stir your coffee, don't think of it as seasoning. Think of it as a signal to your bloodstream saying, wake up, stay open, keep moving. It's a tiny ritual that trains your body toward balance instead of burnout. And if cinnamon is the spice that steadies your energy, the next ingredient is the one that supercharges your blood flow, turning that calm current into real, powerful momentum. Stay with me. If cinnamon keeps your energy steady, cocoa takes that steady current and turns it into a river of circulation. When I tell patients to add cocoa to their coffee, they always raise an eyebrow. Doc, chocolate in the morning. But I'm not talking about sugary hot chocolate. I mean pure, unsweetened cocoa powder. The kind that's almost black, rich in compounds your blood vessels have been craving for years. Here's the beauty of it. Cocoa is loaded with flavonoids, specifically epicatechin and catechin. These tiny plant molecules act like personal trainers for your arteries. They teach your blood vessels to open wider, stay flexible, and respond better to every heartbeat. In one study published in the Journal of Hypertension, men who consumed cocoa daily showed a 30% improvement in flow-mediated dilation. Basically, their arteries opened up more easily, improving blood flow without medication. That's not small. Better blood flow means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more life in every cell. And it's not just theory. I've seen this shift in real lab results. I once worked with a man in his early 60s who struggled with low circulation and constant fatigue. We didn't overhaul his diet overnight. We simply added a teaspoon of raw cocoa into his morning coffee. Within weeks, his blood pressure stabilized, his energy lasted longer, and the tired, foggy look he carried every morning began to fade. Cocoa also has a secret weapon. Most people overlook magnesium. It's one of the most common deficiencies I find in older men, and yet it's vital for testosterone production, nerve function, and muscle performance. Add that to cocoa's ability to boost nitric oxide, the same molecule that drives blood flow, and you've got a natural performance enhancer hidden right in your pantry. But what makes cocoa even more fascinating is how it affects your brain. It contains compounds called anandamides, the same chemicals your body releases when you're in love or feeling deeply satisfied. Add to that phenylethylamine, a natural mood elevator, and you start every morning with not just better blood flow, but better focus and optimism. That's why I often call cocoa the happiness molecule in a cup. It helps men feel more alive, more centered, more themselves without the roller coaster crash of caffeine alone. So when you stir that dark powder into your cup, you're not just upgrading flavor, you're upgrading physiology. You're telling your vessels to breathe again, to expand, to move. And while cocoa builds the pathway for blood to flow, the next ingredient goes even deeper. It helps your body rebuild the very foundation of your hormone balance. It's ancient, it's powerful, and it's the reason some men in the Andes still have energy that puts younger guys to shame. Stay with me, this one might surprise you. If cocoa opens the pathways for blood to move freely, maca strengthens the engine behind that flow your hormone system. Most men I meet think their lack of energy or drive is just getting older. But what I've found time and time again is that their hormones are not broken, they're simply asleep. And maca is like a natural alarm clock that wakes them back up. Grown high in the Andes, at altitudes where most plants can't survive, maca is one of nature's toughest survivors. That resilience is exactly what it transfers to the body. For thousands of years, Peruvian men have used it as daily fuel, not to get high energy for a few hours, but to build endurance that lasts from sunrise to sunset. Modern science is finally catching up to what those ancient farmers already knew. A study published in Andrologia found that men taking 2.4 grams of maca daily for 12 weeks reported significant improvements in desire, stamina, and overall mood. Another study showed better sperm production and motility without affecting hormone levels artificially. That means maca doesn't force your body. It reminds it how to function naturally. Here's what makes it different from the usual supplements that promise miracles. Maca is an adaptogen. That means it helps your body adapt to stress balance hormones and rebuild energy, whether you're overworked, under-rested, or just burned out. Instead of pushing your body like caffeine or synthetic boosters do, it restores the control center, the hypothalamus, and pituitary glands, which then tell your body to produce testosterone in a steady, natural rhythm. I'll never forget one of my patients, a 54-year-old teacher who had lost his spark. He told me, "I feel like my brain's dimmed, like someone turned down the lights." We started small, just 1 teaspoon of maca in his morning coffee. Within 3 weeks, he walked into my office with a grin and said, "Whatever you gave me, it's like the lights are back on." That's not placebo, that's biology waking up. And there's another detail I always share. Not all maca is the same. Yellow maca is mild, perfect for starting out. Red maca is linked to prostate health. Black maca is known for stamina and strength, especially for men who want lasting energy, not a quick fix. Flavor-wise, it's earthy, slightly nutty, almost like malted caramel, and blends beautifully into coffee. But its true magic isn't in the taste. It's in how it makes you feel more grounded, alert, and alive. Because if maca rebuilds the foundation, the next ingredient fuels the fire, a healthy fat your hormones can't live without. It's creamy, it's powerful, and it might just turn your ordinary coffee into the most potent male fuel you've ever had. Stay with me. If maca rebuilds the foundation, coconut oil is what fuels the entire structure. Think of it as premium-grade gasoline for your hormones, the pure energy your body has quietly been begging for. Here's the truth that surprises almost every man I meet. Testosterone doesn't come from thin air. It's made from cholesterol and healthy fats. So when someone tells me They've been eating low fat for 20 years to stay healthy. I know exactly why their energy is flat and their hormones are crashing. They've been starving their own biology. Coconut oil fixes that and fast. It's rich in medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, a special kind of fat that skips the long digestion process and goes straight to your liver, where it's converted into pure, usable energy. No insulin spike, no crash, just clean fuel that your body can burn immediately. Studies have shown men consuming MCTs had up to 20% higher testosterone levels than those using other fats. I remember one patient in his early 60s, a retired firefighter who came in feeling exhausted every morning, even after 8 hours of sleep. He'd cut all fats out of his diet because he thought they were bad for the heart. We added just 1 teaspoon of coconut oil to his morning coffee, blending it until it turned creamy. Within 2 weeks, he came back saying, "Doc, I haven't felt this steady in years." His blood tests confirmed it. His free testosterone had climbed, his thyroid function improved, and he no longer felt that mid-morning slump that used to hit like clockwork. What makes coconut oil unique is how it changes your relationship with caffeine itself. The fats slow down caffeine absorption, turning that sharp jolt into a smooth, sustained release. You don't feel wired and jittery. You feel focused, calm, and powered for hours. It's what people now call bulletproof coffee, but long before it became trendy, I watched it transform men's mornings in ways no pill ever could. Now let's get practical. Start small, half a teaspoon stirred, or better yet, blended. When you blend it, something magical happens. The oil emulsifies into the coffee, creating a silky, latte-like texture that tastes like something from a high-end cafe. Skip that step and you'll end up with an oily film floating on top, which, let's be honest, nobody wants. And if coconut oil feels heavy at first switch to MCT oil, it's more concentrated, easier to digest, and still delivers that clean, powerful fuel. So when you take that first creamy sip, remember, this isn't just coffee anymore. It's a biochemical signal telling your body, wake up, produce, rebuild. You're literally feeding your testosterone factory. And just when you think your morning cup couldn't get any more powerful, there's one final ingredient that ignites everything you've built so far. It's fiery, ancient, and scientifically proven to boost blood flow in ways that might shock you. Let's turn up the heat. And now the final spark, the ingredient that doesn't just sustain energy, it ignites it. If coconut oil is the fuel, ginger is the fire that makes everything come alive. You probably know ginger as something you add to tea when you're sick, but most people have no idea how powerful it is for circulation, especially for men. This humble root has been used for over 5,000 years in traditional medicine, and modern science is finally proving why. It's packed with compounds called gingerols and shogaols, which act like natural openers for your blood vessels. They reduce inflammation, relax smooth muscles, and improve flow throughout your entire vascular system, including where it matters most. When blood flow improves, everything improves: energy, mood, focus, endurance. But ginger doesn't stop there. It also works on the source of vitality, your testosterone-producing cells. Research published in the Journal of Reproductive Biology found that men who took daily ginger supplements saw a 17.7% increase in testosterone levels after 3 months. Not from adding hormones, but by protecting the cells in their testicles from oxidative stress. That part always gets my patients' attention because most men don't realize how much daily life heat from sitting too long tight clothing, stress, even toxins, silently damages their testosterone factory. Ginger acts like a shield. It cools inflammation, boosts luteinizing hormone, the signal that tells your body to make more testosterone and helps restore balance naturally. I remember one patient, a 62-year-old former pilot, who came to me complaining about constant fatigue and low drive. We started simple, a thin slice of fresh ginger blended into his morning coffee. Within weeks, he told me, "Doc, I don't know what happened, but my whole body feels awake again." His blood pressure dropped, his energy stabilized, and that spark he thought was gone quietly returned. And the best part, you don't need much, just a quarter teaspoon of powdered ginger or a small fresh slice about the size of a coin. Fresh ginger gives that warm, almost electric sensation, a subtle heat spreading through your chest and fingertips. It's not harsh, it's alive. Powdered ginger, on the other hand, is more concentrated, better for consistent long-term use or when you're traveling. A quick word of caution, though, if you have a sensitive stomach or take blood thinners, start slow. Ginger is potent, and your body will tell you when it's had enough. But once you find your sweet spot, it becomes the perfect finisher to your upgraded coffee. It ties everything together: the steady sugar balance from cinnamon, the vascular expansion from cocoa, the hormone harmony from maca, and the fuel from coconut oil. Ginger lights that system like a sunrise over your bloodstream. And now that you've seen how each of these simple ingredients work in harmony, stay with me, because next I'll show you exactly how to put them together into one powerful morning ritual that could change the way you feel every single day. So let's take a step back. What started as a simple cup of coffee is now something entirely different, a daily ritual that can recharge your circulation, awaken your hormones, and restore the strength you thought you'd lost. Cinnamon to steady your blood sugar, cocoa to open your vessels, maca to rebuild your balance, coconut oil to fuel your testosterone, and ginger to light it all up. These aren't magic tricks. They're small, evidence-based changes that speak your body's language. I've watched hundreds of men transform their mornings, not because they added a new pill or gadget, but because they gave their bodies what they truly needed to function again. And that's the message I want you to take away from today. Your body isn't broken. It just needs better communication. Start small. Choose one ingredient this week and make it part of your morning. Notice the difference, the steadier energy, the clearer mind, the quiet confidence that comes back. Then build from there. Consistency always beats perfection. And please take care of yourself beyond the coffee cup. Get enough sleep, move your body, manage your stress, and talk openly with your doctor if something feels off. Aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean refinement, a stronger, wiser version of you. If this video helped you see your health in a new light, do me a favor, tap the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss new science-based strategies for men's health and vitality. I share simple research-backed ways to improve blood flow, hormone balance, and overall confidence, all without hype or judgment. Save this video and share it with someone who might need it. You never know who could be quietly struggling. And now I'll leave you with the small changes done daily. Don't just restore your mornings, they rebuild your future. Take the first step tomorrow, one cup at a time. Tell me in the comments, which ingredient will you try first? I read everyone.